Okay, I'm gonna be honest with you. I already tried this puzzle and I didn't read the rules, and now we're just start over. The rules I did not read look like this. We got a terrible battle going on. There's 5 armies. Here's the thing about these rules. I already copied over Arcan and Stone. Digits and cages don't repeat. They seem to all be 9 cells. Digits and boulder cells are smaller than the digits around them. And I just didn't pay attention to that. They're smaller, not larger. Smaller than the digits around them. Important distinction. And then digits separated by a white dot show the amount sown. So let me tell you, if you try to solve this puzzle and don't pay attention that these are smaller, you will have a bad time. I almost want these to be like a different color or something, because I feel a little betrayed by all the previous fortresses we've dealt with. Right? Like we got all these other fortresses facing the other way, but not these boulders. These are small boulders. So anyway, basically the logic I had last time falls off the rails immediately, because you can immediately see this delta means this is a 1-9. But guess what? If you put the 9 here, you have a bad time. And it takes a while to see that, unfortunately. So this is smaller than this, so this can't be 1. So this actually is the 9, and this is the 1. In this world we live in, we do need a 9 in dwarves that does put 9 up here, right? That is a requirement. So that does put 9 over here. And we have already now placed a 9 inside our elves. And 9 now can't be 9 in this puzzle. 9 can't be in a fortress, in a boulder. So 9 I think can only be here or here. Now if 9 is here, 8 goes here. That seems to knock this 9 out. We can see that 7s are down here, but I don't, digits being smaller than 7 or 7 being smaller. This is not 7, because 7 would have to be smaller than 3 digits, and it's not. That's not 7. So 7 is just here, I think. 6 goes up here. However, if we try to put 6 here with the 1 delta, it breaks because both 5 and 7 are not available. I think we do place 6 here. This 1 inside here means we've fully ruled 1 out of purple already, and 1s cannot be in gray cells. Right, so that puts 1 here and here. Now if we put 1 here, 1 plus 3 would be 4. So 1 doesn't go there. So I think we have 1 in the column in this. That's not true. I'm sorry, I did that backwards. I did it totally backwards. I still have the wrong thinking. Good grief. 1 is definitely not in purple, and 1 is not adjacent to gray cells. 1 is in there. This is really going to mess with my head. 1, I believe, is in here. So 1 is definitely not in the wolf cage yet. 1's going to be pretty limited in there because it's not here, because nothing is smaller than 1. It's not here. It's not here. So I think 1 can be in there. So 1 is definitely in the wolf cage already. So when we get here, there's no 1 over here. There's no 1 that's in the wolf cage. So that puts 1, I think, in this neighborhood. 1 in here is not there. 1 cannot be adjacent to a fortress, but it can be in a fortress. One cannot be adjacent to a fortress, but it can be in a fortress, and one is not 6. I think that puts one there or there, which rules out this one, which seems to place this one, which rules out this one, which seems to place a 1 up here. Now we do need to get a 1 in our goblin camp. And we've ruled out those, and we've ruled out all of these, and we said 1 cannot be adjacent to a fellow, so I think that is 1, and 1 plus 4 is 5. That means you are not 1, you are 1, I think. That does give us a 1 in the dwarf cage. Sorry, 5. And the 5 sees there, so that gives us a 5 there, and I broke the puzzle again. Why can't I do this puzzle? Like, I really am struggling with the reverse logic, I think. I probably like back up. Back up even a little further. I just don't trust myself on the I think I have a hard enough, already have a hard time with fortress cells, kind of, and then having them inverted is just messing with my head a little bit. It's fine, but messing with the old bean. Let's think about that 5 for a second, because that definitely puts 5 in here, right? Because we had a given 5, 2 given 5s. So 5 is not here, and 5 is not here. So 5 is in here. So 5 is not here. This could be 5 with a 7 or a 3. This could be 5 with a 1 or a 9. Okay, we gotta think harder about 1s. These 1s are killing me. I'm being killed by these 1s. 1s, not in purple. 1s, nothing is less than a 1. 1 is in there. Right? Right? 1's in here, not in here. We do have to have a 1 in here. It's not there or there or there. 1 cannot touch gray. 1 cannot touch gray. 1 is not 6, and also it cannot touch gray. 1 cannot touch gray. That puts 1 there or there. Which is, we already knew that there were no 1s in there. So that's maybe not tremendously useful. Goblin 5s are up here. So 1 in wolves, where do you go? You don't touch gray, you don't touch gray, you don't touch gray. You're seen there. You don't touch gray. We're putting 1 in wolves in one of those spots. So we have placed our 1 in wolves, right? Meaning that 1 is not in wolves here. So 1 is in this neighborhood. 1's not there, so we do end up with 1 up here. This just feels, I don't know, just this puzzle. I'm having a hard time with it. That means 1 is not in here. It means 1, so 1 in Goblin Land. 1 does not touch gray, does not touch gray, does not touch gray. These are all ruled out. 1 here. 1 plus 4. Maybe I ruled this one out previously and didn't mean to. But 1 plus 4 is 5, and we have now ruled out 5. So that's 1, that's 1. We have not totally broken the puzzle yet. Once in a while, there's a rule set that just, like, my brain does not latch onto. Like, it just doesn't. It's cool. This is an interesting puzzle. It's just that my brain is kind of not on board. 1 does not touch gray, but it can certainly be in gray. So 1 is there. We have our 1 in Goblin Land already. 1 does not touch gray. We need a gray. Sorry, we do need our 1 still in Elf Land. And in Dwarf Land. In Dwarf Land, 1 is not 9, and 1 does not touch gray. I mean, in this box, I guess I should say. But 1 also sees there and there. So this is the Dwarf Land 1. So 1 is down here, and it doesn't touch gray. So this is the 1 in Elf Land. And this is a 1, it would seem. Perhaps we have placed 1s? Maybe. Not quite. We're not quite there, but we're close. We've at least placed them. We know where they exist in their camps, I guess. So, now what? A 9 here puts an 8 here. And I guess that's okay with everybody. 9 is bigger than 2 digits. It seems like we just gotta... Pardon me. I was just thinking about 5s inside. Like the 5 in Goblin Land. Right. So in Goblin Land, that's not a 5, that's not a 5, that's not a 5. So that's not a 5. So the 5 in Goblin Land is here. So this is not a 5. So we do need to find the 5 in Elf Land that is not here. It's not up here. It's not here. It's not there. So one of those is 5. And so Dwarven 5, Goblin 5, a Stone 5 over here. What actually can this be? It seems like it can be 9, 8. It's not 1, 2, but it can be 2, 3, or 3, 4. Or 9, 8. This digit has to be bigger than this digit. But this digit, so this digit's like higher than 3 because this could be 2. This digit needs to be smaller than a lot of digits. So just thinking about that for a second. Just thinking about 8s. Like this digit is not an 8 because there's not 3 digits bigger than that. And this digit's not an 8. There's not 3 digits in that. But 8s are still, they got a lot of leeway. This digit is smaller than a lot of people. I don't know if I want to like pencil mark those maximums. I mean, speaking of 8s, this is certainly not 8 because 8 can only be smaller than 9. This is also not 8 because we'd have a double 9. think 8s are in here. And that does take care of the 8 in the dwarf cage. So that means there's no 8 up here. So 8 is in here. 8 would be next to a 4 if it was there. So 8's in here. What does that mean? Eight in here would make this an 8. Doesn't really help us with the, or maybe it does and we're just not seeing it. These, whatever these 3 digits are, they go here, right? So these 2 digits, because we rolled 9 out of here for some reason, this digit has to be reflected here or here. And these are pretty limited digits, right? This is 2, 3, 4. So this digit does have to appear up here. We haven't ruled anything out with 2, 3s, and 4s, right? We just know that this digit is up here and down here, I guess. Is the thing we know about that digit. These digits are 1 and 9 and 8 and 3. 1, 3, 8, 9. We've ruled 1 out of here already. 9 we don't quite know in terms of goblin people. Putting an 8 here I guess is okay. Just put our 8 here and our 8 here. 8 over here. That really could be a 9, I think. These deltas more restrictive than I'm thinking. Like, we need some digits that are 3 apart. We need some digits that are 4 apart. Being 3 apart, we do have options. I mean, you know, we're a little bit limited. Well, let's think about this for a second, actually. Maybe this is more restricted than I think. So, in terms of just eliminations, we see 1, we see 6, we see 4, we see 8, right? But 7 minus 3 would be 4. So this is not 7. And, well, 2 plus 3 would be 5, and that's okay. 3 plus 3 would be 6. That's okay. 5 minus 3 would be... 5 can't be plus 3 to be 8, but it could be 5 minus 3 to equal 2. 5 minus 3 would equal 6. Sorry, 9 minus 3 would be 6. Now that's not quite as limited as I would hope. Maybe I'll just mark those though. So this is 2 plus 3. 2 plus 3 is 6. That's not true at all, sorry. 2 plus 3 is 5. 3 plus 3 is 6. 5 plus 3 is 8. 5 minus 3 is 2. 9 minus 3 is 6. That is only 2, 5, 6. Now, this can't be 2 because these have to be smaller, so that would be double 1. So this is not 2. And that means this isn't 5. These digits must be smaller than this, and they're not 1. But it could be 2, 3, so I think it's fine. This digit has to be represented in purple somewhere, like down here. Seems okay. This digit must be represented in wolf territory. I don't know. That feels like not the thing we were supposed to think about, really. This does need to be smaller than this, though. And it's not 1. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, or 5, right? Is the maximum relative to this if that's a 6? It's not 1. 5 is a little bit of a challenge because you need the digits from 6, 7, 8, 9 above it. So that would be 6, and these digits would both be from 7, 8, 9. But maybe that's fine. Actually, speaking of 8 is definitely in here. Which means the 8 in Wolfland. I don't think we really know yet. Oh my gosh, 10:30. I gotta actually go do work today. 1 is a very small person. This digit has the same constraint of being 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, but it sees both 1 and 2. And for it to be 5, these digits have to be from 7, 8, 9 again, because 6 is not available. So we would have to have basically a 7, 8, 9 little rainbow. But I think that's still okay, because the 8 could escape up here. It'd be 7, 8, 9. Well, that would actually only work. If this is 5, it would have a 7, 8, 9 rainbow around it, right? This would be 6. However, 7 and 8 and 9 are down here. So if we had 7, 8, 9 down here and 7, 8, 9 down here, this would be 7, 8, 9, and it's not. So that is not a 5. It's probably like some serious overthinking, but seems to be true. This digit has to be smaller than 3 things. And it's not 6, right? So this could be 7, 8, 9, not 6. So this again is a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, not a 1. But I think in this case, like 7, 8, 9 are definitely out here. But I don't think it's quite... Well, hang on. For this to be 5, this would be a 7, 8, 9. So what would you put here? It's not a 7. If it was a 9, this would be an 8. It's not 7. It's not 8 because if this is 8, there's a 7, 9 pair here. So then what is the 8 next to? So I think that's true for all 3 of these, right? If it's 9, then the 8's down here, etc. So I think this one's not 5 either. So that does force the 5, 7, 8, 9 situation here, I think. And we end up with only 8 here because of the 5, 7. So that does end up making this an 8, 9 pair. This becomes the 5. Wait, I forgot a digit, didn't I? Sorry, that was wrong. I still had 1 low digit. That was not true. There's still a low digit in here. That was not true, sorry. It was true as far as like the surrounding of this. But there still could be a 4 hanging out, right? Like the we have the 1, like this could be 4 with 2, 3, or this could be 4. Now 4 up here couldn't be with a 5. Still feels like we can reduce this, and I was just jumping the gun a little bit. It's just kind of a question of where the 4 can go. Like if the 4 goes up here, it has to go with the 3. So what does that mean about the world? Well, it can't be. That would break this. 4 is not up here. So 4 isn't up here. So that this is still true. Right? We can't have a 1 here. Is it possible to have a 2, 3 up here? I don't... Like, if the 4... If we have 2 low digits down here, I guess you have 2 low digits here. And then you make this 5, 7, 9. No, that wasn't true at all. I'm sorry. You can't do that. There was a 1 right here. So this is not 1, 2, because there's a 1 right there, of course. And it's not... Now, and if it was 2, 3, then you would have 5 low digits. And if it was 3, 4, it would break. You'd have 5 low digits. So this is not a low digit. So these are from 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And we can say this is the 8 and this is the 9. The thing I was missing was the 4 before. Now, that does grievous damage to the cause of 8s in the world. So it seems to slot an 8 in here. Remembering that if the 8 is here, then this is a 4, which maybe is okay at this moment. So this becomes a 4, 5, 7 triple, right? Is that a true statement? I mean, these digits have to be lower than other people. Like, I don't see how we could put a 3. These all have to be, I mean, maybe, yeah, I think it has to be 4, 5, 7. 3 can't be here. 3's not bigger than 2 things. So, and the 7's not there. So that does make this the 3 and this the 2. You're not 3. It was a very clumsy solve, I'm sorry. 7 down here, 7's up here. We rolled 9 out of there for the goblin. This couldn't be 9. We have 9 up here. This was not ever supposed to be 9. This is 9. We remove 9 from here. We don't have our wolf pencil marked? Or wolf 9 pencil marked? Seems reckless. Anyway, it's in here. And that means down here, 9 is in here. So that's 9, and that's not. That means here, 9 is not wolfy. So that is the 9 that goes in men, which is going to put a 9 here, which is thankfully okay so far at this juncture. This digit is lower than a lot of digits. Well, there's not that many digits left here, but any remaining digit could be bigger than this. So not tremendously useful. Feels like there's another restriction. The 8s go in here. We did end up with a 3-8 pair down here. So there's no 1s in here in terms of wolfness, and there's no 8s. So I think that the wolf 8 does end up there. This 3-8, yeah, okay. You have your 8. Seem to get our 1, our dwarven 1 there. So we're fairly restricted in terms of 8ness, right? Because we're saying we have our 8s in Goblin. So 8 is up here, I think. And 8 is not there, I think. So we end up with this little party. Another digit. Like, the 5 is here. So this digit, these 2 digits go here and here. So this digit is in this neighborhood. Whatever whatever it happens to be. Okay. I feel like I'm being very slow in this puzzle. This, like, delta 4 suddenly isn't a 5 anymore, because it would... 5 plus or minus 4 would need 1 or 9. So we do remove the 5 from here, and we get the 5 here. And then this must be plus 2, 7, minus 2, 3. We do get a 6 here after all. And the 6 was either 3 or 9, not a 2. You're a 5. You appear to be a 4. That gives us a pair here and a 4 here, presumably. Which pushes a 4 up here. So 4's got to be smaller than a lot of people. 4 does appear in here, so... Oops, sorry. 4 appears here, so our Goblin 4 has been addressed. You're 2. We need 2 up here. You're not a 2. We need... excuse me. We need a 2 here or here. We need... 5 lives upstairs. 9 lives upstairs. 8 is confused about things. 4's got to be smaller than a lot of people in that neck of the woods. I feel like we have more eliminations. Yeah, like 6 is not Wolfie or there. So this becomes a 6-9 pair. We get 3 digits, 2, 5, 7 from Wolfness. So the only remaining digit is what? 3. So you become 9. That is the official 9 of men. You become 9. You become 9. That's the Dwarven 9. That's 6. That's 9. We already had a Goblin 9. Elven 9. Running low on Elven digits, it would appear. This digit is a 5 or a 7. And it's not here. It has to appear here. Right. This digit has to appear in the land of elves. It's not in here anywhere. It can't be here because it's 5 or 7. So it has to be in here, so it's never 5. So that is 7. That's 5. So we have like a... Is this like a 2, 3, 7 triple for what's left in elves, and this sees both 2 and 7, so that's 3, that's 7. Well, that probably kind of knew that already, but that's good to see that that works. Well, you lose your 2, so we do need a Goblin 2, and it's here. And we need a Dwarven 2. You are not a 2. That's a 3-4 pair. This is the 2. You are a 3-4 pair. You just need a number. That's probably 5. You just need a number. That's something like a 3. And you need a number that is a 7, maybe. So we're pushing a 7 up here. So I think this is another 5-7 pair in the dwarf fortress. We know these 3 digits. They're 3, 4, 6. And that does nothing. I hope these are all working out. That just means these are from 3, 4, 6, 8 though, right? That's all that's remaining in Goblin land. 3, 4, 6, 8, and we see the 3. Wait, how did we know 4 was in here? We pencil marked it like 4 had to be in here. Why did we do that? 3 is definitely not here, so 3 is certainly over here, which checks out. So 3 is not here. But how did I know? Why did I pencil mark 4 like this? Because why couldn't 4 be here in Goblin Land? Was that a bad pencil mark? I'm asking why this wasn't 4. I don't know. I mean, this digit... I don't know. Anyway, if this is 4, this is 8, which is bad. So you're not a 4. If this is 6, this is 2, which is bad. So I think this is 8 with a 4. So that does end up being a 3-4 pair after all. Maybe I had some logic to do that. I don't know what it was. That is a 3-4 pair. So we are only missing a 6, I think. And this is the other half of the 3-4 pair, which also lives here, but it does see a 3 just from the elf cage. You're not 4. These are all bigger than 4. That's good. This is a small digit. Well, good. It's a 2, so that does work. We are missing a 3 in here as well. We are missing a 5, maybe? We're missing a 7. That places the 2. And then over here we're missing 8, 4 and 8. And we have the 8, we have the 4, the 3, the 8. Hope our cages are happy. How do we want to think about this? Like this cage needs 2, 3, 5, 6. Right? That's a very daunting set of remaining digits, but I think it just works, giving us the 7 and the 5, the 7 and the 5, and a digit, and also a 7. Okay. So that was really probably more, I don't remember, whatever, with 5 or 10 minutes again, blown on the bad solve when I misunderstood, but I like basically carried no overt knowledge over from that. So that was very interesting. I'm really not sure. As it's probably apparent from the solve and my failed solve that you didn't see, I've really struggled with the inversion of these. Like when I first tried it, I didn't even read that. I just and I didn't even pay attention to the greater than or less than's. I just didn't even process it. And I just jumped right in. And you can get a start on this puzzle in that way. Basically, it transposes 1s and 9s, but eventually you end up with a problem here. But then even in solving it, it took me a while to wrap my brain around the solvedness. I guess the good news is there's not a ton of those, but I definitely did struggle with that. I don't really know what you could do other than make them brown instead of gray or something, just so I think it would have helped me personally with a little bit of visual separation from all the fortress cells we've previously seen. Maybe that's where tan boulders or something, I'm not sure, but I definitely struggled with that. The rules themselves are very straightforward, and the set cages of 9 are very cool, which I guess is interesting because with 5 armies, that does give you 5 sets of 9. These little separators were very interesting and powerful. I don't know if I can't decide if I overused them or underused them. Down here, maybe felt like I overused them. Not sure. But yeah, it was very smooth once I forced my mind to deal with the less thans. That does feel like a thing that people are going to get hung up on, just due to the fact that we've had several of those at this point, right? I can't remember actually which puzzles they were, but we've had more than one fortress puzzle, right? Am I making that up? Yeah. In Lake Town and a barricade. Pardon me. But yeah, I guess that'd be my one comment is just something. Maybe if you just drew boulders in there instead, or just something to make them different. Although it is a very far argument to say that I should recognize these as less than signs. So also could be, it is a me problem. But I just imagine other people will have the same issue. Okay. Anyway, very smooth, very lovely puzzle. Thank you.